Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome back to the Den of Tools. Today is Monday, June 17th, which means it's time for, you're going to have to say it yourself, deals of the week. My sinuses are just losing their mind. It was 85 a few days ago. Now it's in the high 40s and rain/sleet. It's our friends over in Butte have got snow. And I don't mean like flurries, I mean snow. It's mid-June. Snow. I've been having a conversation with Montana and I told her, hey, if you can't get yourself straight, I'm going to have to start seeing other states. This is ridiculous. Anyway, we got a lot of hot deals for you. Let's jump into it. First of all, I want to thank today's sponsor. That is AC Mount. AC Mount's got here, they've got their 2,000 amp peak car jump battery jump starter. Up to 8 liter gas and 6.5 liter diesel. I don't know. This is a light duty jump starter is what I'm going to call it. All right. And they can say what they want, but it doesn't come in the rigid, semi-rigid case like I normally like, but it does have a pouch. At least it has something. It's not a bad pouch. It's not a great pouch, but it's not a bad pouch. But you get your jumper cables that come with it. All right, they plug into the little thing, nice. And it has a separate pouch in a pouch to keep them all separate. It's not like just one big old compartment in there. There's a USB cable in there as well, and then there's actually. Okay, a little side pouch over there for that. That's kind of cool. And there's netting on the back. You can put other stuff over there. But this is the unit itself right here. Nice, compact. It's a good-looking unit. You've got your USB chargers down here. You've got, it looks like a light right there. You can turn on, you get your little LED readouts. You've got your output. Where did I just put? Oh, it's up on the front. I'll tell you, I'm having a day. Anyway, that's where it plugs in right there. This is where you get your, press and hold, you get your little light there. Press and hold, it should, no blinking, thank goodness. Love that. Anyway, so it can be used as a battery bank. It can be used for a whole bunch of stuff. But of course, as a jump starter, again, they claim 2,000 amp peak. And maybe there's a way they're making that happen. But, just on the feel of like where the batteries are in this thing, the center of gravity puts it right about there, which, to be honest, even on sponsored reviews, so about half of this is batteries. All right, this is not like one of the high-end ones that run you $100, $150, where it's just a solid chunk of batteries. This is a light-duty one. This is going to do light trucks. This is going to do medium sedans. 6 cylinders, 4 cylinders, that kind of thing. Can it possibly do an 8 liter gas? Possibly, but again, it's based on the prices the way we judge this. And we look at this, you're looking at $50, okay? Which for a discount charger or jump starter is not a bad price. Then there is a 20% off coupon. That's going to knock another $10. So we're going from 50 to 40 there, if my math is right on that. And then on top of that, they gave me a 5% discount on top of that. So we're doing down, double discounts. That's the way we like to do it here. At that point, I'm like, all right, this is reasonable to consider. I'm going to throw this in the back of one of my small cars or small truck or something like that. Maybe use it for the, some of the other stuff, the golf cart or whatnot. Anyway, I don't even know what system they use. The point of the matter is this. It's not a top of the line. It's not the Ford F-350. All right, this is the Ranger, maybe-ish, more like the Mazda version, the B1000. Is that what they called it? Anyway, at that price, at sub 50, at sub 40. Yeah, I'm going to consider that. All right, let's keep going on to the next one here. This one I just ran across, the Fantastic Car. 37-piece precision screwdriver kit. This is, I've never had a chance to use this thing, but this is beautiful. Look at that. That is a nice looking kit. You got all your bits right in there. This is an interesting little setup here. This is, and for the price, for $25, I would consider it at $25. And then on top of that, you add the fact that there's a 15% off coupon on top of that. That's going to make $7. I don't know. My math might be wrong on that one. Anyway, again, it's a good looking piece of equipment if you're looking for. And we got a lot of screwdrivers. Okay, in this one, there's a ton of screwdriver sets. So don't bite on the first one you see. And it's weird because I don't set this up. I'm not like, hey, this week we're doing screwdrivers. Okay, It's just what's out there. Again, I don't make the deals. I look for the deals. You can say, hey, Bear, keep an eye out for this deal or that deal. I will do my best. But again, I don't make the deals. Believe it or not, Home Depot, Amazon, they don't call me up and say, hey, what deal should we run this week? If they were smart, they would, but they don't. All right, let's keep going here. We got the Metabo HPT. Also, this one's sent in by a viewer. We had a lot of ones sent in by viewers this week. If you want to send a deal, here's the rules. Subject line is deals of the week. That way I can find it next Monday. The other one is don't send them in before Friday, okay? Send them in before Friday up until super early on Monday morning. Remember, I'm on Mountain Time, so if you're East Coast, you're probably good. And today I'm running really late because when I finish this, I'm gonna go home, take some Sudafed and go to bed or something. I'm just feeling, my whole front of my face feels like it's got one of those air compressors in it. Anyway, so if you find some great deals, whether they're on Amazon or anywhere else, especially if they're not on Amazon, especially if they're like local farm and ranch stores, stuff like that, I'd love to promote local when I can. The problem is I'm not there, so I can't do it. And I'd love to share it with everyone else. So if you can, email me. It's red@den-of-tools. Email, as always, in every video. It's down below in the description. You can always find a way to contact me, all right? Okay, let's get back into this. We got the Metabo HPT Finish Nailer 15 gauge Pro Preferred. That's an interesting term. Anyway, they really are a professional grade error tool. Remember, HPT stands for Hitachi Power Tools. They merged. This is the old Hitachi stuff. I know pros have been using these for years. At $99, 45% off a list. That's a go-to nailer right there. All right, I've talked about these. The DeWalt Power Stack, fantastic batteries. Okay, you're looking at normally $150 on this. They're usually cheaper than that, but they're not usually $50. This is a great price on this one at $50. Look at this. Look at that. This is the Max XR. Remember, XR is top line for DeWalt, all brushless. So all brushless, full power, tool only. Belt sander. This is your band file style sander with the side grip. This is a serious sander. I think Milwaukee's got something like this, but it's a 12 volt. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do they have a 20 volt? This is a serious piece of tool here. Variable speed. You can really get in it. Got a nice control there with the side grip. $221.85. That's 20% off a list. Then we've got the multi-tool. And again, the standard sale price on the multi-tool for a long time has been $100. You know, when you see it, and again, it's tool only. It's the Max XR, so this is top of the line brushless. Great, one of the best multi-tools out there. I would say only a few other ones compete with it, but at $90, 50% off of that is a fantastic price. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. It's still at that price right now. Again, if you're in the black and yellow line, I would go for it. In fact, this is a tool that's so good that if I'm in another line, I might consider it if, like, hey, I could get a charger, get that other battery, and maybe pick up a couple of DeWalt tools. And you guys remember, I'm pretty critical of DeWalt, all right? I have been for years, and I'm still saying this is a good tool. DeWalt's not paying me. I wouldn't say no if they did, but I'm just not going to change what I say. Anyway, it's a great tool. I definitely recommend picking it up if you're considering it. All right, next up, we got multi-tool blades and stuff to go with it. We got sanding, we got round blades, we got straight blades. Here's a pro tip. Straight blades are better for cutting curves. Round blades are better for cutting straight lines. It's physics. Don't ask me why. It's just the way it is. 105-piece blade kit here for $26.89 with a, not 10, but 20% off coupon. Don't forget to clip the coupon down there. That's how you get it applied. Then we got the DeWalt battery set here, two 2 amp hours, two 4 amp hour batteries. This is on sale right now for $149. I think that's kind of the standard sale price, but if you're going to be getting into these, that's a good way to do it. All right, then we got the DeWalt little mini bit set here with all your, I think they're the number 2 Phillips in there with the bit driver coming in at $7.98. That's actually 52% off a list. That's a solid price. And then you can buy, I love this, you can get just, okay, I'm going to back up here. I've long said that I'm a huge fan of these bit sets. I usually have them all over the place. You can snap them together, create little stacks of them and stuff, but I've never seen them selling empty ones before. So this is just one of those bit sets, and just nothing, you can put anything you want in it. I mean, I'm trying to think what you would put in something like this. I mean, especially if like you had a 3D printer, or his buddy had a 3D printer, you could make something and stack a whole lot of something. I don't know what. Anyway, we got over here the Craftsman V20 45 CFM cubic feet per minute, two-stage filtration, two-stage in a handheld. Get this is full kit, battery and charger included, coming in 31% off, down to $69. All right, we got some Metabo HPT. This is good. This is the subcompact. This is, let's see here, all brushless, subcompact, 2 batteries, charger, and a bag, $117.98. Remember, it comes with a lifetime warranty, not your lifetime of the brand. If they are still making this tool, it is still under warranty. That's the way that works. Now we got the Metabo HT 18-volt multi-piece set here. So now you're getting the same drill driver and impact, plus we're adding the one-hand recip and the multi-tool and the 2 bats and the bag and the charger for $197.99, 34% off. Then we got the cordless nailer. I know we talked about the air nailer before. Here's the cordless nailer. They're just as good. They're fantastic, actually. 18-volt, multi-volt. That means it'll run the 18 and the 36, I believe. You're looking at full kit here with battery, charger, and bag for 17% off the list, down to $249. We got the Greenworks mower. This is their new upgrade. This is was a third rev, I think, on these. Limited time deal. This is going to turn back into a pumpkin here it's a percentage. So you have 11 hours. Oh, that's for delivery. Anyway, it's a percentage. Currently 8% claimed as of filming. 40-volt, 25-inch. That's a big mower. All right, you're getting 2 batteries, not one, but 2 4-amp-hour batteries. Dual port rapid charging included, $524.99. That's 25% off the list price. Then if you want, forget it. I don't want to go out there and mow. I'm going to send out the bot. Well, here's the Works Landroid. For one, being a discount grass cutting robot, it actually has a pretty good reputation. I see the ratings here, but the guys that I know who've tried it have actually really liked it, okay? So I'm still going to recommend it here. Here's what I'm going to say. Get it, put it to use, see how it works out. If it doesn't work for you, you can always return it. That's why we like to talk about Amazon stuff. $899, 40% off a list. Then we've got the Bosch 12-volt. Okay, I'm going to say this. It's not going to have the most juice behind it. It's not going to suck as badly as it should because it's really hard to get real good vacuuming kind of power out of a 12-volt battery. But if you're already in the 12-volt line at $49, 29% off a list, I might consider adding it to the lineup. All right, we got the sander here, Sandor. The 3-tray set here for small parts and that kind of yards. It's nice because it pops up, makes it compact to store. Normally $30, on sale down to $25.95, and there's a 10% off coupon on top of it. Then we got Duratec 8-piece magnetic screwdriver set. Okay, Duratec, of course, they're part of the Great Star lineup. They're on the lower end. I don't know how they rate in regards, allegedly, to WorkPro. We talk about WorkPro all the time. We've talked about Duratec. They're both on the lower end, entry-level kind of stuff. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the Duratec seems to lean maybe more mechanical, whereas WorkPro is kind of across the board. I don't know. Anyway, comes with a tray, fits in your, this would be great for the budget homeowner kind of person who wants to get a little more organized, put it in the workbench there. You get the magnetizer, demagnetizer, you got a bunch of, you get your slotted, you got your Phillips, just a nice basic starter kit for, normally $26, on sale for $21, and a $3 coupon on top of it, taking it down to $18. All right, then we got, of course, I love the Vessel stuff. They've sent us a bunch of stuff for testing. The Vessel Megadora Impact Screwdriver Set, 8-piece kit here. This is a solid set. I believe this is one of their made in Japan sets, JIS drive on it, 8-piece with the foam insert, and it's got the plastic metallized kind of cutout that goes over the top of the foam. I like that because it creates a crisp, hard edge for the foam. So over time, it's going to retain its shape better than just a pure foam insert will. You're looking at, it's only 5% off, but again, with something of this quality and that good, it's got the striking caps on it, the whole 9 yards. This is a heavy-duty screwdriver set, $71.78. Then we get the mini chainsaw from Saker. This is actually a well-known brand for being an Amazon brand. It's really good. It's 50% off a list right now, and it's coming in at $39.97. I was thinking 1,000 because I was going to mention how many reviews. Over 11,000 reviews, 4.5 stars, and it avoids the fish hook test on there. 5% 1 star, but you're looking at 6% in the 2 and 3, so it has to be more than the 2 and 3s have to for our rating. If the 2 and 3 stars are more than the 1 stars, then you're looking at what we call a fish hook, because it kind of makes that fish hook kind of shape, and that's usually where there's something else going on. Again, it's many chainsaws. You're often going to see people who buy them and have higher expectations, so I kind of take the 1 stars with a grain of salt. Anyway, a lot of people have reviewed this. A lot of people own it and taken a look at it. It's a decent third-party brand off of Amazon. All right, let's keep going. We got Launch. I've talked about Launch before. This is one of their higher end scan tools. All right, this is the Elite OBD2 scanner, the CRP 919 EBT. This does almost all of it. You're getting 2 years of updates. You're getting bi-directional scanner. This is really for if you were just an entry-level guy, no, this is not for you. In fact, most people, this is not. This is for the Pro, Value Pro, and the really serious prosumer DIY kind of folks. The guys who are like, they go, like my buddies who go racing on the weekends and stuff like that. They might have something like this. They could justify because they blow enough money on those rigs. They can justify going with something like this. It is $539. It's 5% off, but there's also a $34 off coupon on top of it. All right, we got the electric toilet plunger. Someone sent this one in. I got to tell you, I'm a little bit intrigued. We have a really old house ourselves. It was built in the 1880s, which out here in Montana is pretty old. And we've got in the toilet that's in it, we only have 1 bathroom. It's like flush up against the wall, so the turn that it makes there is really steep, and it's really hard to plunge and snake sometimes. And so I'm looking at this going, that might actually solve our problem. So I might actually be grabbing one of these. So they have these in a 12 volt and they have it in a 20 volt. So I decided to show the 20 volt because we're not going to mess around when it comes to this kind of stuff. So $79, $80, that's 17% off the list at $96. And there's a 15% off coupon down there that's going to take another, $7, $3, $10 off total, I think, thereabouts. Anyway, let me know if you've used one of these. I would love to see what you think about it. All right, we got the Fantic. We've talked about Fantic before. This is their mini bike tire pump. This is a smaller one. You're not going to be doing your cars and your trucks. This is for bikes and other inflatable kind of stuff. You can use it on basketballs and whatnot. This is, again, it's not going to be a high-end one, but it's $40 and there's a 10% off coupon. Normally it's $50. It's on sale down to $40. 10% is going to take another $4 off of that. So you're looking at $36 for a Fantic level quality. Fantic is a really high-end brand, really. They make really great stuff. We got the smoke machine for your Sunday night or Saturday night discos there. And also, apparently, they're good for finding leaks in hoses and stuff like that. You're looking at $87 here, but there's also a $10 off coupon. Don't forget to check on that one. Again, compatible with 12-volt vehicles. It clamps right in, runs right off the battery power. You just drop in the oil and stuff, and you go to town, and it'll help you find where those leaks are. All right, we got the Topdon TC001 thermal camera for Android. In fact, I think, let me see if I got it. Bing. Now I think mine's for the, I think it's for the Apple. Right. Yeah, because I have Apple phones. So I've got it right here. You can see the Apple version of it. And the Apple version may be on sale as well, but you're looking at normally $300. It's on sale for $250, and there is a $30 off coupon. I realize a lot of people are like, I can't justify it at that price, and I totally get it. But I've used them for around the house. HVAC stuff, I use them in the winter to find out where leaks are, heat leaks. I use it on vehicles to check exhaust. And we had an issue with a vehicle that was overheating, and I could put it on the point at the engine. And I could see like, hey, is the cooling fluid going into that hose, and is it working properly? It wasn't. So that was just a quick, easy, boom, diagnostics right there. There's a lot of ways, if you're smart, to use these kind of tools. And I realized at that price, at just over $200, even with all the discounts and the coupons, it's steep. But again, it has its uses. All right, talk about having its uses. I gotta love this borescope. Now, Teslong sent this over a while ago. I did a whole video on it. That's how much I like this thing. Two-way articulating borescope with light. And the end of it is articulating. It's got a great image. You can save it to an SD card. It has a fantastic carrying case. It's normally $130. It's on sale right now, 15% off down to $110. The wind sander, I just did a whole video comparing all these sanders. And basically, at the end of the day, they're 99% the same. There's just really no reason. The only reason to buy a different one is ease of convenience from where you buy it, and whether they actually stand behind the warranty, even if there is one. In that case, and here's the other thing, they're pretty heavy. They're like 40 pounds. So it's shipping these things back, because they have a cast iron base. Shipping them back is not, in many cases, not a viable option. Because unless they're going to pay shipping, you're going to be in a world of hurt. You're going to pay half the price in shipping on this. So when I look at a lot of these, I'm like, just assume there's no warranty. The other thing is, they're so ubiquitous. Anyway, the parts are everywhere. You can order parts on eBay, and they're dirt cheap, so you can fix them yourself. You can 3D print half the parts. And there's actually whole communities that mod these things, because they're everywhere. They're super cheap. I don't recommend them to high-end woodworkers and stuff like that, but for a great entry-level one at $100, I would recommend the Win. That's for the win, right? All right, let's keep going. Hodo electric screwdrivers. Now, I saw Hodo. I did some videos on them. I saw them at the National Hardware Show. Just really slick tools, well designed. I would put them right up there, head to head with Fantic. Just a slightly different design, usually a little bit bulkier, a little chunkier kind of design, which for some people they like. I mean, if you look at the Fantic stuff, the Fantic has a slightly different design to it. And when you look at the screwdriver, it is a little wispy, if you would. I mean, if you look at that, that's a big change in screwdriver. The other one, you can actually get in the palm of your hand. You got big paws like me. It might be easier to use, and I totally get that. So that's why we're comparing Hodo versus, and I should do a video comparing Hodo to Fantic. I think as far as quality, they're neck and neck. But you're looking at a normally $70 electric screwdriver. You're getting 15% off with the coupon, taking it down to what is that going to be? You're at $50. You're going to save another $5, make it $7.50. So you're going to be at $42.50 on this, I think, if my math is anywhere close. So anyway, nice little set there. Then we've got, if you want the full set, look at this. Comes with the premium designer hammer. It's pretty looking, I guess. I know if you're in an apartment, stuff like that, maybe you want a gift for somebody else. But look at this. You got some bits with it. You got the extension. You got the screwdriver itself. You got yourself a pair of needle nose, an adjustable wrench, and I'm guessing that's a tape measure. Nice case. Look at that. Looks like it should be sold at IKEA. Now if IKEA could sell this with their some assembly required kind of furniture, that would be awesome. Anyway, this set here, normally $120, 8% off, down to $110. I know. That's not the greatest savings, but that's what you get when you talk about these kind of fancy kind of stuff. And here's basically Fantic's version of the same screwdriver. 3.7, max 5 nanometers, 320 RPMs, 5-piece double-ended bit set here, quarter-inch hex, ideal for furniture. Funny enough, it's on sale right now for basically $50 is what you're looking at here. Now, look at this, though. It says it has a 30% off promo code, though. Let's see what the terms are. Add all products to cart, discount will be reflected. Boom, boom, boom. So you just click on redeem. This is one I have not seen before. where it does a promo code like this. So 10% is going to be $5, 30% is going to be 15. So instead of being at 50, you're now at $35 on that screwdriver. All right, let's talk about Skill. This is a well-known one. Skill screwdriver, 4-volt, pivoting head with a little window so you can see it pivot. Apparently that's important. Anyway, it's a nice little kit. It comes in at $30. It's like, I'm not as sexy as the other ones, but I'm not as expensive either. All right, and then this one popped up in my, because I'm looking at screwdrivers, and Amazon's like, you got to check this out. This looks like the cheap knockoff of the Fantic, the Stray Beto, but a 71 cordless 464 precision. Yeah. It's a small bit set that competes with all the rest of these. It's coming in at $38.24, and there's a 20% off coupon off of that. So you're going to save another almost $7.50 on top of it. So basically almost $30. All right, let's keep going. Now this is what I got to talk about. WorkPro 12-in-1 ratcheting multi-bit set, screwdriver set, quick load mechanism, yada yada yada. Okay, full disclosure, WorkPro sent this to me. Full disclosure, I didn't open it. They sent it to me like 4 months ago, and I didn't open it until yesterday. Not yesterday, last week. And I had it. Oh, here it is. It's on my desk. And I got to be honest, because I saw it and I'll be like, I got a lot of ratcheting screwdrivers and they're all like high-end, super premium, made in Europe kind of stuff. And I like the WorkPro's not going to compete. I don't really need it. And I saw it the other day. I ran across it because it was in a bag and I'm like, okay, I'll open this thing. I apologize to WorkPro. This thing, I haven't got a lot of hours on it, but this is made a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And if I cover my face so it knows to focus on this. This is, so here's the bit. You actually pull down here rather than right at the front. So we pull down there, bit comes out. You got a double-ended bit. It's a quick insert lock, then it's locked. And I don't know if you can hear that. This thing is buttery smooth. I'm astounded. Quick, easy change in direction there. You can lock it in the center there so it doesn't ratchet. And then you've got all these bits here. Well, they're double-ended. All right. The only thing I will say negative about it so far is that the colors are a little garish, and they're not terrible, but they're not as as nice as some of the other ones. But there is a double-ended slotted head, aka flathead, and you have to push it way in because if you don't, a sharp little edge is sticking out the back, which makes it a little bit harder. And if you want to push it out the other way, well, now you're pushing again on another sharp bit. So you got to basically take this bit out to wedge it out, and I'm picking at straws there. Okay, I'm surprised how much I like this. Again, I don't have a ton of time on it. $20 and there's a 5% off coupon. Again, my apologies to WorkPro. It's better than I assumed. I'm probably prejudiced against the colors. It looks kind of like a toy. It's all right. I'm done. I'll just keep going apologizing because I assumed. All right, SK Hand Tools cushioned grip, stubby, not made in the USA. All right, I know. Remember, SK's now got two lines. They're pro line stuff, and then they're kind of prosumer, value pro kind of stuff. $39, 2 Phillips, 2 slotted. We've got also the SK diagonal pliers here. And again, not made in the USA. Trust me, if it's USA made, companies will stamp it. They'll put it on there. They'll shout it from the hilltops. $40, 17% off down to $40.24. We got the Klein multi-bit ratcheting screwdriver, 15-in-1 with the Phillips slotted square Torx combo bits, 1/4-inch nut driver as well. It does it all. Everything recesses into the handle. Again, double-ended as well, just like the WorkPro. A few bucks more here. You get the Robertsons with it. That's kind of nice. Not that I run into a ton of Robertsons. I wish more people used them. But again, and as far as the country of origin on this, I'm not sure. I'm not going to guess that it's U.S. because it doesn't say U.S. on it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but $21.97 down from $31.52. Then we got the VacMaster. VacMaster, I think, is making some of the best bang for the buck vacuums going on right now. I mean, granted, I run at my shop, I run the DeWalt because of the Stealth Sonic tech in it. Super love it. At home, I run a Vacmaster. This one's on sale. We're looking at a 3.2 gallon, 2.5 peak horsepower on sale right now for $49.99. And it's a nice compact one, wheels around, got all the little bits and stuff that goes with it. For that price, it's not a bad small wet dry vac. All right, the Linknall nail gun. Now, this is a battery system. We've talked about this one before on the channel. In fact, the box is right there. That one right there. Anyway, it is on sale right now, 15% off, down to $152.99. It looks big in the picture, okay? It does. Go and watch my video on it. It's not that big. It's actually fairly compact. It's just a little brad nailer, 18 gauge. It comes with 2 batteries. It's a nice little system. If you're not going to be super heavy into cordless nailers, but you just, trust me, if you've been running an air nailer and all you're doing is running brad nails and stuff like that, consider getting one of these. It's just super convenient. 70% of it's a lightning deal, 70% claimed at time of filming, so you're going to have to jump on it. Then we got the Bosch. Again, this is one of your buy it for life tools. Corded, half-inch, single-speed hammer drill in blue, just like Bosch intended. Anyway, normally $120 on sale right now for 34% off, taking it down to $79 there. In fact, this one actually inspired me. I'm going to be doing a video maybe later this week of buy it for life tools. I can tell you, they will all be corded. All right, let's go in the wrong way. Here we go. Works Nitro. This is not a high-end, super high-power impact wrench. It's a half-inch. It does, I think, like 220, 250, somewhere in that realm as far as pounds per square foot. But you know what? It'll take off tires. It'll do basic work. It's nice. It's portable. It's all part of the new Works Nitro line, which I believe they're all brushless. I've been really impressed for an entry-level tool that really stepped up into that kind of DIY prosumer level. The Nitro stuff, all of it has really been impressing me. At $129, it's not the most powerful thing out there, but if you're already in the Nitro line, it's a nice one to have. Then we've got over here, if you need that power, if you're like, hey, that Nitro's not going to deliver enough for you, this one will deliver all of it. Literally all of it. We're looking at the Ingersoll Rand high torque 1-inch, 2,600 foot-pounds, nut-busting torque, 2 batteries, charger with the standard anvil. They also make another one with the extended anvil. It's really popular. $1,332. I just included that one for fun. It's 5% off, but you know what? You know you want it. All right, we got the Bosch Colt here. This is their trim router here, 1 horsepower, 5.6 amp, corded trim router, normally $129, 31% off, down to $89. Then we've got the Glaxwee rotary kit. We've talked about this one before. I got to tell you, rotary kits have been going up in price. A couple years ago, $30 was the standard. Now, if they're less than $40, it's a decent deal. You're looking at $39 on this, but you're going to knock another almost $8 and change there off. It's going to be, or almost $8. I don't know. 20% off coupon. You want to click on that one. It's a solid little rotary tool. All right, we've got the, talk about rotary. How about a heavy-duty rotary hammer with safety clutch, 4 functions, variable speed, including chisel and drill bits. If you're going to be doing a little bit of work and you don't want to have to deal with renting one or something like this, I don't know long-term how long it's going to last. It's got 415 ratings, and it's got nothing close to a fish hook. It looks like a pretty good tool. The price is right there at $90 plus a 10% off coupon. It's going to take it down to like $81. Then check this out. This is a weird one. I had to do some research on it. It looks like a Milwaukee. The M12 version impact driver, the basic brushed one. It looks like one. It's $24. It's tool only. It says fits Milwaukee 2462. I don't understand the full story behind this. And yes, it's ships from Amazon, sold by Jeff's Garage. This is not me. All right. But what I'm looking at is you go down here to the reviews, and all the pictures and all the reviews. Wait, that's not, here we go. That's a Milwaukee tool. All right. There's just no two ways about it. The only thing I can think of is that this guy is going to some direct tools and buying them. Now, if you look at Direct Tools online, you're like, they never have Milwaukee. But if you saw my video walkthrough I did, they had bins of M12. They had the drills and they had the impacts. I could see somebody going in there, working a deal with the manager and being like, I'll buy them all for $20 each, and then turning around and reselling them. And maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. But at $24 tool only, I'm putting it out there. All right, you're adults. You make your own choices. I'm not saying this is the tool you need, but he's got 185 reviews and 2% are 1-star reviews. Anyway, you make your own call there. All right, let's keep going. We got next up the Skil 10-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw, 10% off, right down to $224 right now. We've got the Skil 20-volt 6.5-inch cordless circ saw. This is a decent little circ saw here. Full kit here, battery and charger coming in at $69. All right, we got the Gerber EAB Lite folded. This is a little mini utility knife. Folds up, super compact, really well made. Coming in at $13.98. That's 22% off a list. Then we've got the Klein wire strippers. Good solid wire strippers here. $29. That's 29% off. Then we got the Duratech. Again, this is the Great Star, one of the Great Star brands here. Ratcheting wrench set. You got 22 pieces. You got SAE and metric with the roll-up tool bag. It's not a gear wrench set. There's probably going to be a skip or two in there. But for the entry-level guy, the homeowner, they're probably going to be fine. And I got to tell you, like, I've got, full disclosure, I've got the Work Pro version of this. It's not as high level. This is what I'm going to say. We were assembling some e-bikes and stuff, and Griffin does all the work. I don't even touch those things anymore. But, he uses these all the time, and he loves them. Are you going to be working on diesel semis and stuff with these? No. But, for your average small car, for, snowmobiles, for e-bikes, for stuff around the house, it'll probably work just fine. $70 for a full set, 22-piece of ratcheting wrenches. They're reasonably well made. And there's a 15% off coupon on it. I think it's something to consider. All right, Craftsman pick set. A buddy of mine's got this, which is one of the reasons I included it. It's actually a decent little pick set. I was surprised. Nice little grip on it. The colors, I'm biased towards Craftsman. The old school Craftsman. I always love that. Granted, this is not that, but $10. $10 for a little pick set. It says Craftsman. Makes you feel good every time you use it. Sure, why not? Nico 5-inch automatic center punch for metal. I've been really impressed with all the stuff I've gotten from Nico. 16% off, taking it down to $11. Then we got the 12-inch channel lock. This is actually a pretty screaming deal. Channel lock, of course, they're tongue and groove pliers is what they're called. Channel lock's the company named after the original set of pliers like this. They're the ones who set the tone. This is 10% off, taking it down to $17.95, $18. And in the last year, it's been at this price, or beat this. It's never been at this price before. It beat it around last Black Friday for 2 days. It was at, I think, $1 cheaper. Normally, this thing does sell in the $20 to $22 range. This is a good set of pliers made in the USA. Are they as good as some of the higher end stuff that's out right now? Maybe, maybe not. But you know what? If you want to support Made in the USA, 440 Made in the US channel lock pliers in the channel lock blue, which will turn green over the years. Anyway, $18. There you go. Then we got the DeWalt hex key wrench set here. 31 piece with the T-handle. Nice set here for $22.99, 36% off. We've got the Bora 31-inch parallel clamps 2-pack here, 36% off a list, down to $76. We got the Work Pro 5-piece. This is entry-level stuff, but look at this. You're getting the mini locking, the mid, the larger, 2 of the needle nose, 5 pieces for $28. For $28? Yeah. For the entry-level guy, somebody who just needs some accessory stuff, for the guy who's going to mod it for welding and that kind of thing, not a bad choice. All right, and we get this is actually a solid set. Work Pro 18-piece drive accessory tool set, socket adapter, socket extension bars, swivel universal joint, 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch in the nice case with, look, it's not a live edge. That's a hinged edge, so you can knock those pins out. use it as a tray in your toolbox for $35. That's 30% off a list. Limited time deal. That's a good deal. All right, for those of you who like the old school multi-tool, we got the Victorinox Swiss Army Multi-Tool Fieldmaster Pocket Knife. Normally $57. It's got all the bits you need, the hook, the Phillips, the all sewing kit there, bottle opener, screwdriver, knife, saw, scissors, smaller knife, bottle opener, screwdriver again in the classic red for $48, $49, call it what it is, 14% off. We got here from Cold Steel. This is your, it was a short sword in your pocket, basically. 6-inch with the HCR13 MOV metal, razor sharp, clip point edge, 7.5 open. This is a big knife, all right? Not a small one. Folding knife with leaf spring lock. That's, I guess, your liner style lock there. Anyway, Cold Steel makes great stuff, solid stuff. Not usually super flashy, just usually super functional and well made. On sale, 20% off, down to $30. Then we got the Civivi Mini Praxis on the opposite end of the spectrum, coming in at just under 3 inches, D2 steel on it, G10 handle. Big fan of the G10. This is just a solid everyday knife, is what this is. Coming in 25% off, down to $26.25. And then we got the Kershaw Bel Air. Now, pretty sure I can grab this one. Let me grab it here. I've got this knife. Kershaw sent it to me. This is a high-end, made in the U.S. knife, okay? For those of you, again, talking about made in the U.S., this is it. This is not an inexpensive knife. When this knife launched, it was $250. It's got the Axis style lock. It's got a super smooth handle on it, Cerakoted with a high, deep. Look how deep that clip is there, so it's going to ride nice and deep. Ridiculously slim. This is an everyday carry with a great point on it. Again, the Axis style lock like you see from... who's that? The guy Benchmade there. Just a great little knife. One of my favorite knives instantly as soon as I picked it up. And it's currently on sale 40% off down to $150.58. If you didn't get what you want for Father's Day, and we all know you didn't, I got a, what do you call it? One of those trays. I think it's called like anyway, you got one of those trays you dump all your stuff into, like your wallet, your keys, and everything else. And then one side of it had a contactless charging pad. And my kids were super excited. They really thought of something great because my phone, they double checked, it does do contactless charging. Valet, that's the word I was looking for. Except I use a magnetic metal plate on the back of my phone case for in the truck, and it blocks all contactless charging. Again, they try. I don't make it easy. That's part of the game. All right, anyway, Home Depot here. 10-inch, 15-volt jointer combo planer set. Now, this is not something we see in the U.S. a lot. Jet used to be one of the premium brands. They still have some good stuff. The only problem with it is it's usually ridiculously pricey. Now, what you're getting here, you're paying for the combo. This is normally an $800 piece of equipment here. You're saving $120 on this. So what this does is it takes basically a 10-inch planer, and I realize that's small, but this is the person buying this is in a niche. In fact, their workshop is probably built into a niche. You're like in a one-car garage kind of situation. You don't have room for all the big equipment. What this is going to get you is a planer, a stand planer, and jointer all on the same piece of equipment. So the top of the planer is the jointer. And it's a really cool setup. It's a cool tool. Very popular in Europe where they often don't have workshops that are all that big. They do a lot of combo tools over there. If you're in that situation, this is a great tool for you. If you're not and you've got room for bigger tools, get the bigger tools, all right? Get the dedicated tools, not the combo tools. All right, we're over at Menards. Sorry. Just inappropriate dad joke going through my head. Anyway, Tough Built Precise Digital Angle Gauge Level, normally $9, 11% off rebate, taking it down to $8. That is a cheap price on that gauge right there. Then we got the Irwin 18-inch Rolling Tool Center, coming in normally $60, on sale to $33.70 with the rebate, taking it down to $29.99. All right, and last one at Menards is the New Air 12,000 BTU portable air conditioner. That's a lot of power. $280, normally $281 basically, $30 off, taking it down to $250. I showed one recently, the Costco or whatever it was, Costway, I think. Yeah, it was Costway. I showed that one, and it was $250, and it was nowhere near the same kind of power rating. I don't believe it was. Anyway, New Air. I think I've got some new. I've got a New Air humidor. So that's what I can speak of. I love the humidor. It's fantastic. I need more cigars for it. Anyway, it's one of those discount brands that actually is pretty good. And Menards, I like shopping at Menards when I can, which isn't very often. So I wouldn't have a problem buying from it. And it's a lot of cooling for not much money. That's what it is. All right, let's keep going. We got, over at Tractor Supply. Check this out. This is another sweet smoking deal. The DeWalt DXST 4-foot tall 3-shelf industrial storage rack. These are great racks, but the only problem with is they're really expensive. That's because they're really actually heavy duty, and that's normally $280, and that is not a lie. This thing is 46% off, down to $150. You're not going to find that price anywhere else. Now, if you have to have it shipped to you, that you're going to get freight charges, and that's going to hurt. It's going to bite into that savings. But Tractor Supply is pretty much all over the U.S. It's not here in Livingston, but it's all over the U.S. I don't know where I think the nearest one is in Billings, about 2 hours away. Anyway, I can't recommend it enough. If you're looking for something like this and you want something, you like the color and whatnot, that's a good shelf system to go with. Then we got some bonus stuff here for you. We got the meter plus thermometer. We did another cook on the Monument Denali 605 Pro that they sent over. I had a buddy over who has a house down in the valley. Yes, we all hate him. That's Paradise Valley. That's the Yellowstone. If you watch the TV show Yellowstone, that's where he really lives there, rather than what Rip. I've never seen Rip down there once. Anyway, we did. What did we do? We did some bison steaks on it. Tested out the new sear plate, and I decided to use the Meter 2 Plus because they sent it to me for free. Actually, they gave it to me. I was again at one of the trade shows, and they just gave it to me. I'm like, all right. And they're like, we don't give this to everybody. All right. Okay. Anyway, they're the guys Meter's the one who invented this whole thermal spike kind of concept. And it's a cool concept, and it was really hard for me to get into because they were really expensive. Well, the prices come down. Now, here's the negative I'm going to say about this one. It's got two real negatives. One, it only has I think it has one temp point that's in the probe itself and one temp point on the outside. So it doesn't have the one I have now has 6 temp points across it. So it can tell you how much the outside of the steak, the edge of the steak, the middle of the steak, all over it. Almost too much data. Also, the new one can handle, I can go straight from because I'll do some offset cooking on it and then take it over and put it right on the sear. Well, you can't do that with this one because you'll melt you'll damage the outside of it. The new one can handle temps up to 1,000 degrees. So that's one reason to go with the 2. But if you're doing roasts and stuff like that, this is a great. Absolutely. When it comes to Meter, it's all about the software. I've tried other ones. I talk about other thermometers all the time, but the software is just so good with them. Anyway, this is on sale down from $100 to $70. Do I think the 2 Plus is better? Yes, it's way better, but it's this one's still fully usable. Now, the other thing we're going to talk about here is for an InstaRead, and this is the exact InstaRead thermometer I use. They did not send it to me. I bought it myself. $17 on this, plus a 5% off coupon on it. It's super easy, quick, easy to read. You should always, even if you're using everything else, you should always have an InstaRead thermometer as well. All right, and then we've got Monument Grill. We talked about them before. A lot of people were like, I'm not going to spend that much money on. I get it. I mentioned it before, but look at this. We got their 5 burner, 4 internal, 5 on the side, $400 down from $420 with a $20 off coupon. Again, this is one of these bang for the buck. Are they going to be as well built as a Weber? No. But you put a cover on it, and you take care of it, and you clean it, and it's going to last you a pretty good long time, and you get a lot more features. basically you're going to pay another, couple $100 to get the Weber, and the Weber's only going to have 3 internal burners. It's not going to have the window, and you're not going to get the side burners. So that's the choices you have to make. All right, then we got Vevor deck box. Yes, I've said bad things about Vevor. People need to listen. Vevor doesn't make anything. All right, I'm not negative on their products. I'm negative about the company. If you have to return it, they're gonna give you a hard time and probably tell you no. But if you buy it from Amazon, sucks to be them. Anyway, it's an outdoor garden box or whatever, deck box, 100 gallons. You can go swimming in that thing. Anyway, $89.99 down from $115 plus a 15% off coupon. If you need some deck storage, I mean, how much can they mess it up? Let's be honest. All right, let's keep going here. WorkPro. I did not know they had this. This is hilarious. WorkPro 12-volt cordless electric fillet knife. I have some WorkPro 12-volt stuff. I might buy this just because I can. Here's the reality. I only fish freshwater because I'm in Montana. Even the biggest lake trout, I'm not going to need an electric fillet knife. Now, if I'm out in saltwater and I'm getting some tuna and stuff like that, I could totally see this. If you buy this and you use it, I want to see video. You can email me, red@dentontools.com. I want to see the video on what you use this sucker on. All right, that is funny. All right, Core 10-person tent. I had the Coleman version of this tent, and it was great. It looked exactly like this, and I don't know who Core is, but I had this exact same tent. I looked at all the pictures, all the specs. It was the exact same thing. It was made by Coleman. $230. It's $200 with coupon. Don't forget to click the $30 off coupon. It is a huge tent. You're not going to backpack with this tent, but if you want to go out with the family and relax, it is a big tent, and it's real comfortable, lots of space. I like it, especially at that price. This got sent over. Somebody sent this over to me. Heavy-duty waterproof barbecue gas grill cover, 46% off, $19. Now, this is a website called Until Gone. I literally know nothing about this site other than I did some research, and it is an actual site. I've seen a few people who complain, but not a ton of people. If you have any experience with this site, put a comment down below. I want to hear what your experience has been, and maybe it's something we should be checking into more often. All right, and last but not least, is this one last? Let me see here. Nope, we got that one. Oh, we got more. All right. Not quite last. As you can tell, I'm on top of it today. I'm not feeling good. Anyway, the Sysigad electric scooter. Here's why I got to talk about this one. This company sent me this scooter for free. And when they sent me a picture, it was a picture with an adult sitting on it. And I'm like, oh, that's adult size. Maybe somebody could use it. Because I'm really about it's nice to have something at the shop that you could I can, zoom over to whatever and go get something. I don't have to go and fire up the truck. I drive a big diesel. It's not great to use them for short haul kind of stuff. This would be something nice to go grab lunch, go grab parts, go do whatever, run back and forth to the house or something. Anyway, when it came, it was this big. I'm like, she must have, in her previous job, she probably made cookies in a tree. All right, that's just all there is to it, because this thing is tiny. And I called the guy, and we had a conversation. And he's like, well, I'm 6 foot and I can ride it. I'm like, yeah, I'm 6'2". I can ride it. Nobody wants to. No full-grown adult wants to ride this thing. It is small. But if you're slimmer build and shorter, it says it's rated for 220. I'm looking at it. It's parked right over. I'm looking at it going, sure. I mean, even if the tires can handle it, do you want to be going down a hill, picking up speed, weighing 220, and go, hey, I wonder if those brakes are going to hold? But I'll tell you what, my son, who's 5 foot, fits him easily. My daughter, who's 5'6", she can ride it easily. It's got a nice little basket on the back. Here's where it's been great. And honestly, for me, it would be worth it to buy it, because here's what I do. I'm at the shop during the summer. I make them help out at the shop. Family business rules, all right? And I'm teaching them, basically work comes first. Then they're like, well, I want to go play baseball with my friends. Well, do the work, then you can go play baseball. I don't make them work all day or something. But they can, I'm like here the other day, and I'm like, oh, Griff, you know what? I need an 8mm. And I lost the 8mm in my my Tool Check Plus from Wera. All right, this thing, guys been following the channel. I lost my 8mm. Still got my 10. Somehow my 8mm went on walkabout. Well, look at this. Which one of these does not belong? That is a Milwaukee 8mm. I tossed him a $10 bill, said jump on the scooter, go down to Riverside Hardware, talk to Dan, say you need a 1/4-inch drive 8mm socket. He was back in 10, 15 minutes. I think it was $5-6 or something. Gotta love Dan. If you're in Livingston, right on Main Street is Riverside Hardware. Gotta check it out. Just a beautiful place. Anyway, so I've been sending him out on errands. I sent him over to Napa, sent him down to was the other tools. I can never remember the name of it. Anyway, doesn't matter. He went to grab lunch. Just tons of uses for it. Thus, I don't have to go and get in the truck and go get it myself. I can send it to him. If you look at what's my time per hour where I'd have to go do this, and I could send the kid to go do it, it's paid for itself if I bought it, which I didn't. So take that with the grain of salt that it is. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the super highest quality or stuff like that, but I'll be honest, the basket, the ability to sit down on this or stand up, I've seen them riding it both ways. Just honestly, it's kind of fun and useful. I mean, I don't get to ride it, but it's cool that I get to have him go. And there's no excuses anymore. In fact, they don't really even hate it. Like, hey, go run to the store for blah blah blah. And they're like, can I take the scooter? Yep. Zip back, no time at all, and I can keep working. Anyway, this one I want to talk about. Just because we do Sony stuff here. I'm talking to you filmed on a Sony camera. This is the bigger one, the FX30. All right, it's a compact frame, but high-end professional cinema grade. And there's other reasons why I use this. And if you think I should do a video talking about my camera setups and all that, put it down below and we'll talk about it. And then my B camera was the ZV-E10. Now, I got rid of it because the new version of this camera is coming out in August. And that's why I want to talk to you about this, because I got rid of it. I gave it to Duncan, so he's using it. Anyway, it was supposed to come out. The new version was supposed to come out this month. It got pushed back. This is a good sale price on this, or deal price, $698 on this. Getting the whole combo kit and everything, it's less than I paid for it. That said, I don't think you should buy it because come August, when the new one comes out, prices on these, which are good cameras, are going to drop. So if you've been looking at this, just hold off. And the next one we got is the AI Power Portable Generator, 7,600 watt. I did a video on, I think it was the 10,000 watt. This is fully enclosed, super quiet, CO compliant, the whole 9 yards, 7,600 starting, 6,100 running. It's dual fuel. It does propane also, 6,900 on the propane starting, 550 running. This is a serious generator. $1,500 with a $150 off coupon. That's a lot of power in that package. Plus it comes with the wheels and it's got the extendable handle up there. I've been real happy with the 10,000 watt one that we have. This one might actually even be more usable because it's smaller, easier to move around. That big power cube that we have, that thing is pretty much, you can roll it, but it's not going many places. You're not picking it up and taking it out for the day. This could power an entire, RV or travel trailer or something like that. That's a solid piece of equipment. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Let me know what you think was the best deal. Put it down in the comments down below. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.